Hello, everybody. Well,
Hello and welcome to Luna.
and the Druid.
Tonight we will talk about exciting topic. We will continue on discussion and we're going to take where we left over from last week. However, we would love to start from talking about the full moon in Pisces and lunar eclipse. So hello and welcome, beautiful souls.
Hello, cells. Yeah, yeah. So it's we have the general topics that are timeless, but of course the lunar eclipse and the supermoon in Pisces and the full moon eclipse all together in one day is a specific topic, and it's timely because the event occurs within 24 hours. We're on the brink of it, so
Yes.
really interesting.
Eclipse is here to steer the things up.
Always, always. Yeah, it in a certain way it magnifies, at least in my perspective, it magnifies the full moon's energy of releasing and letting go,
Mhm.
uh, and it combines it. I would say with the shadow,
Yeah, absolutely.
the
Well, let's talk
combination.
about full moon itself first.
Yeah,
This full moon is in Pisces. This is the water side, so it's responsible for emotions. Pisces tend to go deep with everything, and because their connection with emotions is so strong, with the moon itself is so strong, we will be affected especially within our emotional life right now. So you may notice that you feel more emotional, that you react more strongly that you would normally do. I noticed today that I get irritated, annoyed way quicker than usual. Normally, I'm just a peaceful person. It's really hard to get to me. But today, simple things were making me. Thanks, full moon.
well, it's good that I stayed out of the way then. We were discussing earlier to join to join in your studio tonight, and busy stuff and everything going on. Said, okay, let's postpone that to a next occasion, and probably for a good reason.
Yes, a very good reason. Well, Pisces, it's an intuitive and imaginative sign. So it's a good time to receive as well as release things around our spiritual life, our spiritual beliefs as well. It's like the way I like to think about the full moon in Pisces is that the veil, just like during Halloween, gets a little bit thinner and we get more insights into our subconscious mind. That's karma pressing the button on me. Help. Just a
Mommy,
second. I forgot to put this one away. I'll be right back.
okay. Yeah, so the full moon in Pisces, the the harvest moon. You better take over where you left, Luna.
Yes, I am back. Hello, Richard. Hello, Journey. So lovely to have you guys.
Yeah.
Um, Yes. So I got super distracted. We were talking about full moon and the influence Pisces, the energy has on the full moon, and how we can actually take the best out of that full moon. But I mentioned earlier that the eclipse is here to stir things up, and that's exactly what it is. The eclipse amplifies all the energies. It works like a portal, and I personally prefer not to do any magic, any manifestation apart from releasing rituals during this time, especially during eclipse, because it's well known for its tendencies to dark magic, to like that portal and enter through that portal. And very often we may observe that if we would manifest around this particular time, the manifestations may go not exactly as we would like them to go.
Yeah.
It's also not the time to get back with your ex. It's also not the time to start something new, particularly during the full moon and eclipse, which would
Anyway,
be
yeah.
tomorrow. It's better to wait a little bit, go within, l- search for the answers within. However, just give yourself a little bit of time with making decisions, because you during this time may gain a lot of insight, way more than you usually would. And the way how our body will communicate with us is through our intuitive feeling, but also through emotions. So observe what kind of emotions are coming up to the surface. But right now, it's a perfect time to release things, to do some rituals which will allow and boost the energy of letting go, of releasing, of leaving what's not serving us behind. Um, Perfect day to do
Yeah.
a limiting belief release process.
Yeah. By the way, why did you mention it's not a good time to reunite with your ex? I had no intention to. You?
Not at all.
No, no,
It's just very common that at this time a lot of darkness will come up to the surface. A lot of situations from the past which are not longer serving us
okay.
may reoccur, uh, and they not necessarily won't serve us for the good things for the future.
Okay.
Mm, I
Yeah.
would be careful with going back into the certain circles, cycles, patterns. This is the time where you need to say stop
Yeah.
if
Stop.
it's not serving you, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. So in general, you would we could say the energy is unstable. So there's an imbalance, a cosmic imbalance when the moon is there, and where the usual harmony between the sun, the moon, and Earth, the harmony is disrupted, and yeah, like I said, the energy unstable, which would lead to especially unpredictable outcomes, even more than you would have when the moon energy is active. It's unpredictable outcomes in magic work, and instead of clear focused energy, you have um, yeah, confusion, and magic might just not manifest the
Yeah.
way you intended. So
So,
that's why transformation, hello karma, transformation, going within, hermit style work, hermit style work, shadow work, looking at your hidden parts in yourself, the the introspective and personal growth is way more important than outward and manifesting and creative magical work. So go within, look at the dark side of yourself. We have a moment where the moon has two dark sides, the dark
mm,
side and the eclipse side. So the moon is dark, double dark, like normally it's, you know 50-50. Time for,
however,
yeah.
the harvest moon, because this full moon is called the harvest moon,
Yeah.
it is also the time where we see a lot of growth, where we see literally the seeds, the fruits of the seeds we've planted before. So it can be a very positive time, because I don't want anyone to think that it's all challenging. It can be, of course, but this is also a time of fruition and abundance as well. So, despite the emotional challenges, you may notice a lot of goodness happening around as well.
Yeah. So it might just be, we don't necessarily say the whole harvest and the festive time of the harvest is gone. No, it's just this small bracket of time where we say, okay, it's like partying too hard and having a hangover for a day.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
And there
and
is a question here. You
yeah,
don't feel it's good to take advantage of the powerful and rising energies of the moon to create something magical. During full moon and eclipse, I don't manifest. I don't tend to manifest during full moon in general. For me, that's the energy of the new moon to manifest, to plant new seeds, and to create something magical. Especially around the full moon within an eclipse, I tend to not even imagine anything, because it can backfire. I prefer to do a ritual of releasing, I don't even tend to open a circle and I do those rituals by myself. Usually I run circles during full moon and new moon. However, I tend to keep this one very privately with my energies very closed and very protected, because things may happen, and things which where I may not like. Obviously, it is a belief. However, it's better safe than sorry.
That's
Yeah, it's a funny thing actually, because guys were laughing that we have actually they were admiring our tops. This is a funny story, and we were talking before we went live about it, because me and Jan, we never discuss what we're gonna wear. Like never, we just sit in front of a camera done. However, which is really intriguing and exciting, very often we tend to choose the same colors or same like patterns, because today you even have that crisscross kind of like
yep, yeah.
thing here. I don't know even how to name it, and I have something similar, so we were laughing at that as well today,
Yeah,
because
I
it's
remember this. Yeah.
amazing how the intuition and how the energy we
Cool.
pick on intuitively with each other. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I remember. I remember many occasions, like the time we were both green, we were both black, and we,
yeah.
like Lynn said, we never ever agree on it. We never discuss it. It just happens.
So we noticed that too. And apparently, our viewers picked on that too, especially today.
Oh,
Karma.
you're wearing. I see. Journey says you're wearing Robin Hood lace, or I'm wearing a Robin Hood lace.
Shh. Yes. So another thing which can go wrong today is my karma is super active. She's already picking on the energy of full moon. So good luck to me with guiding the
Yeah.
process. But we'll see. Hopefully she'll calm down. So let's set this intention. And Jan, how do druids do something special for lunar eclipses or not? Is there a certain druidic belief about it?
Uh, in general, of course, within our Druid practices and our Druid teachings, we have lunar. We work with the moon, and that's more or less stock standard moon work. The main focus of the Druids is about the solar cycles.
Hmm.
Solar cycles. We do the eightfold year, and it's eightfold year, and that's all based on the sun. And we think celebrating 8 times a year is enough. And people with the moon love to celebrate 13 times a year, which is a lucky number. Yeah, and that's
Infinity
good too.
number, isn't it?
And that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So just to summarize, please use your intuition, because right now it'll be super heightened with the Piscean energy, with the full moon itself. Your intuition will give you so much wisdom, so much insight, so much clarity. Just tap to that energy. How? By going within, by cutting off distractions of the outer world and just listening to your own guidance. And it's so worth listening to it and following it. The full moon and the eclipse is happening tomorrow on the 17th in within our time zone here in Ireland. So you still have some time to prepare. You still have time to ask yourself before you go to sleep if there is something you would like to gain answer for. Ask, and your guides will send you the message either through dreams, through signs, synchronicities. You may overhear a certain sentence with when people will be talking, and you may just pass them. Or of course you can book a reading with Jan or myself. That's also another good way of gaining
Always,
some clarity and wisdom.
always. Yeah, Luna, what do you think? So we have the moon in Pisces, so that's water. I know the practice that when you want to remember your dreams or complete your dreams, take a full glass of water to your bed. When before you fall asleep, drink half of it. When you wake up, drink the other half, and with especially the drinking part with the intention of remembering your dream, of
Mm.
streaming the dream when you wake up and get it done.
Hmm, interesting. Thank you for sharing. I'll try that out. Obviously, have a notepad and a pen next to your bed because the
Oh,
dreams keep disappearing really quickly. So after waking up, just write down or even record on your phone the dream because it may have some insights and some intense messages. And look for those symbols for occurring things. Everything may have a meaning.
yeah, and that's actually a good thing anyway, um, to do as a morning ritual. Write down your experience from the night before breakfast.
Mhm.
It's a technique called morning pages, and it's definitely it's something what you do in the morning before breakfast, first thing in the morning. Journal the things that came up at night. Journal the thoughts of the day ahead. Maybe even write a small task list for the day. Do it handwritten. Close the book when you're ready. Close the journal. Put it away, and you will feel already the mind is already to rest before the day starts, and
Mm.
that's also a very good practice.
Yes, there
Morning.
is so much power in handwriting itself. It's a neurological process which helps and boosts manifestation as well. But
Yeah.
let's not talk about manifestation today.
But
Uh,
better work and limiting beliefs.
yes. So last time we defined what a limiting belief is and where they come from. So just to summarize, a limiting belief is that thought which usually we learn that in childhood or from other people, from our parents or from caregivers or people who surround us. And it is that unconscious belief we hold about either ourselves, others, or the world, which restricts us from reaching our full potential.
Yeah, that's what limiting beliefs do. They hold us back. They turn us down. They give us there are quite a lot of negative thoughts there, but also especially thoughts that yes, I'm manifesting stuff, but before I manifest my big dream, let me manifest a few conditions, uh, a few conditions where my dream has to abide to, and yeah, first this, then that, and that is the big thing. But we postponed that because we need the money, we need the time, we need the better economic climate. There's, for instance, the law says there's no better economic climate to start a new business when the economy is down, because inevitably the economy will go up again, and when you have made it already, small bit when the economy was down, you're going to hit the jackpot when the economy goes up. So never even don't even think it should be this, it should be that. There's always the right time, or there's never the right time, and they're both true. The one you pick becomes the truth.
What I love about Jan just said is that typical masculine way of viewing things, about taking action, about building, creating a business. Within the feminine side, with being a woman, I can say that limiting beliefs can sound like I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve love, I can't be successful, I am not thin enough, I am not skinny enough, I am this and that. Um, so those are those beliefs which very often which we can even not realize we have them. And this is the most tricky part about them, because they work under the surface within our subconscious mind and they drive our behavior because we don't realize that we have them or that they're playing the main role out. They may do a lot of damage within our lives. And it is important to first identify, and that's what we did last week. I helped you to go through a process where you could identify your limiting beliefs. We left some questions for you to ask yourself and answer. And I hope you did your homework, guys, in order to identify those limiting beliefs. And today, Not just yet, but I will ask you to pick one limiting belief about yourself, and we're going to do some magic with it.
Although it's not the right time for magic, that's also a limiting belief. So we're going to crush, we're going to crush them.
It is a perfect time to magic of letting go and releasing some.
Oh, limiting beliefs. Yeah, why not?
Yes,
Let go of the shit. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the eclipse is actually shaking things up, and this is the perfect time, in my opinion, to shed old patterns, old behaviors, all those limiting beliefs. Right now, you may also see certain patterns, or may also realize about your limiting beliefs or certain patterns, because right now you may observe them more carefully or more vivid than you usually would.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 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 yeah. So there's clarity there as well in the darkness.
Absolutely. I always say that the gold happens in the darkness. The biggest transformation happens in the darkness.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
for those with singing bowls, Richard says, play your G sharp bowl. If you don't have one, find a musical meditation in 210.42 hertz you like.
Oh,
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
that would be a YouTube search. You put in the YouTube search bar
YouTube. Yes.
meditation in 210.42 hertz, and you'll find something that works there.
Is G sharp the root chakra, Richard? Um, I think mine is actually the G frequency. I'm not sure. Perhaps I'm not going to look for it, even though it's there. It doesn't matter. Thank you for sharing that. That's an interesting insight.
Yeah.
And Journey says that he met many druids before who were celebrating full moon and doing full moon rituals by, obviously, as druids do, running around naked and playing some shells around. That's cute.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
have plenty of shells around my house. And I'm like a big kid when I go to the beach. My nose is actually never in front of me. It's always down because I'm looking for those little treasures. Perhaps I have something from a druid within my blood, within me.
Definitely, we all have a bit of druid blood within us, uh, and it's up to yourself in what way you manifest it. There's no right or wrong, and there's even not a right or wrong label on what you're doing.
Absolutely.
The milk, I always say, the milk is white regardless the color of the cow, and it's the same with spiritual paths and religions. They all point eventually to the same truth, which is enlightenment, understanding. Uh, yeah, and and it's actually like the mountain. We can all take our different paths up to this point where that we want to reach, and sometimes one is ahead, and sometimes another. There's no judgment there. It's all about personal growth, understanding, and especially on the way up, sometimes ignoring your beliefs, especially if they limit you, if they hold you down.
Truth to be told, the energy flows where the focus goes. So if you will have a faith and believe that something I just said about eclipse, for example, is not right, and you will do it anyway, you will manifest tomorrow anyway, do it. Your energy can literally move mountains. However, I base my beliefs on astrology, which I'm a big believer of, because astrology is the map of the sky, and it will help us to predict and to see which areas of our life will be touched and affected by certain planet movements. And
Yeah.
right now, with a transition within the Pluto, things are about to get really interesting, because things are about to get transformed in a way we might not seen before. Pluto is the planet of rebirth, transformation. It's also about the darkness. So a lot of dark things can come up to the surface, but that's for our growth, that's for our transformation. That's in order for us to move forward along our journey, along our path of growth and becoming more of light.
So, and that's the energy of Pluto, you say.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
small
Pluto
planet.
is such a interesting. Some say it's not a planet. Pluto was
Yeah.
is
Great. Yeah.
technically not a planet
Yeah.
anymore. To me, it is because it may be tiny, but it's super, super powerful. And hello, Salem. So lovely to have you here tonight. We were talking a bit already about the full moon, and right now we are on a topic of limiting beliefs. So pick your limiting belief now, because we're about to change it and transform it. Speaking of the Pluto, before we go into the process, is there anything, Jan, you would like to remind our viewers about limiting beliefs?
Yeah. The most important thing about limiting belief is like we said in last week, is identifying them, knowing you have them, listening to them. I always, when I coach people or when I help people with their infinite possibilities um, course, I always say, listen, hear yourself speak. Listen to yourself speak. I have a friend who is a bit older, like you, Luna. You also have a friend who is a bit older, but I have a friend that's a bit older than me,
Oh, my
and
friends are older. I love
that's a
you
bit
guys.
old. Yeah, that's a bit older than me, and he can moan and groan, and then he says, "I'm an old man," and sometimes I just say, you know, lad, the more you say it, the more it becomes true, and just you're manifesting yourself as an old man, and you're you call yourself a cripple. Well, that's what you manifest, and uh, and yeah, but it brings a lot of benefits as well. I'm getting driven around on an airport. I have a wheelchair sticker on my car, so I can park it anywhere. So it comes with benefits. So yeah, but okay, but but the doses with what you with how you manifest that you're an old man and that you're a cripple. The many times I hear you say it, almost every time I talk to you, you're making that part of yourself bigger.
Exactly. And
So
you know
stop
what?
believing that you're old. Yeah, yeah,
Most of my friends are 20, even 30 something years older than me. And
mm,
they are all full of beans. They are so full of energy because they don't have that belief that age means something. Obviously, it's a number, and obviously, the body is changing. However, they're youth in spirit, and that's what manifests outside as well. Like, I don't ever feel that age gap. That for me, things like this don't even exist. I don't see them
yeah.
because of their energy, because they don't have that belief about the age itself.
Yeah. Oh, that's very funny. You mentioned that. I was uh, I was doing readings yesterday, and I had someone of a certain age opposite me, and we discussed that we were both 20, and we agreed that we would let our 20 years old selves talk to each other during the reading. So we were just saying, yes, you're 20, I'm 20, we're both still 20, and we talk like 20-year-old people, and it brightens up your smile, and you feel, you actually, when you manifest it, you feel younger, you feel more in power. And I've had 2 days of extremely hard work, but I loved it, and I wasn't tired at the end because of the positivity that I just put in. I'm not saying work is tiring. No, I say work is energizing, work is fun, and that's what I create, that's what I manifest. And I don't believe that work should be uh, damaging or should be tiring you, wearing you out. Then you're in the wrong line of work, or your approach to it is not right. And that's
Exactly.
also limiting belief. Yeah,
Let's just remember that limiting beliefs are not just mental. There are not just thoughts. There can be emotional too. Often we carry guilt, shame, fear. Those are limiting beliefs as well, and it's important to acknowledge those feelings because they will lead to limiting beliefs. They will create another level of limiting beliefs. So it's important to identify those emotions as well and start the process of releasing them.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So true.
Mm.
So true.
Alrighty. So I
Alrighty.
think it's about time to get yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Sit
All right.
comfortably and let me take you on a journey. This is a process which I was taken by the best coach in the world, Tony Robbins. This is the process I will take you. It's a process he created. It's called Dickens pattern, and it will help you to limit that limiting belief and release that and turn it into something new, something more positive. So I want you to pick one limiting belief now and focus on that. Um, Bear with me. Let me prepare. Yes. Okay. I hope you're guys ready. Feel free to sit comfortably and close your eyes if that's what you feel comfortable with. Close your eyes and take few deep breaths. Let your breath ground you in the present moment. Today, we are going to explore a limiting belief that has been holding you back, and we are going to create a powerful and a lasting change. As you settle in, take a moment to think of that belief that has been limiting you and your potential. This could be something like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of love, success isn't for me. Choose a belief that has caused you pain and hold it in your awareness. Now, repeat this limiting belief. Say, I'm not worthy, or whatever that limiting belief is. Say it to yourself in your mind. You can also say it out loud. Allow yourself to feel how this belief has impacted your life. Feel how does it affect your emotions, your energy, your self-esteem. Notice how it makes you feel now. Now, I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now, still holding on to that belief. How does your life look like if you continue to believe this? What is happening with your relationships, your career, your health, your sense of fulfillment? Notice how this limiting belief has affected your decisions and opportunities. Maybe you missed out on something important because of it. Let yourself feel the pain of living with this belief for 5 more years. Feel that pain. Feel that frustration. Feel that disappointment. Feel those limitations. Now take yourself 10 years into the future and imagine that this belief has been running in your life for a full decade. Look around at your life. What does it look like? Are you stuck in the same place? Maybe have you lost connections with important people? Have you given up on dreams? Notice the long-term impact on your mental, emotional, and physical health. Feel the pain of what this belief has cost you. Has it kept you from living a joyful, empowered life? Let the weight of this realization sink in. Now, imagine yourself 20 years in the future, still holding this same limiting belief. What is your life like now? How do you look like? What is your health? Look at the levels of your energy. What regrets do you have? What dreams have you let die because you believe this about yourself? Look at all the opportunities, relationships, and joy you've missed out because of that belief. Let yourself feel the deep pain and sadness that comes from knowing this belief has limited your life in so many ways. Feel it with your entire being. Now ask yourself, is this the life you want to live? Is this belief worth the pain it's causing you? I hope the answer is no. So imagine for a moment what your life would be like if you could let go of that belief right now. What if it didn't exist? What if you could replace it with an empowering and powerful belief? Take a deep breath now, and as you exhale, imagine that old limiting belief dissolving and leaving your body and your mind completely. See it fade away like a mist. Now, choose a new empowering belief to replace it. Perhaps it could be, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, success comes easily to me. Whatever resonates with you, embrace that belief and repeat it to yourself. I am powerful. I am strong. I am worthy. Let it sink into every cell of your body. Now, project yourself 5 years into the future, but this time living fully with your new empowering belief. How does your life look right now? How have your relationships improved? What opportunities have you taken? How are you thriving? Notice the joy, the confidence, the energy you now have. Feel the lightness of living without that limiting belief. Now, imagine yourself 10 years from now. You have fully embraced your new belief. Your life has transformed in wonderful ways. Look at your success, your happiness, your sense of fulfillment. How this new belief opened doors for you and improved your overall quality of life. Feel it with your entire body. Finally, imagine yourself 20 years from now, living with this empowering belief. Look at everything you've accomplished and experienced. How have your relationships flourished? Have you achieved that you never thought possible before? Feel the gratitude and joy of living your life with this new belief. You have broken free from the chains of your past, of your limiting beliefs. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel this new belief settle in your body. It is now part of you. You are free from the limitations of the past, and you are open to all possibilities life has to offer. Repeat your new belief and feel the power in those words. Know that from this moment, you are living in alignment with this truth. And when you're ready, bring your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes and gently open your eyes. Welcome back to your new life. Thank you. I think your microphone is switched off.
I said thank you, Luna. And
Hello.
everyone, I think everyone who participated in your meditation, in your let go of something that no longer serves you, and especially very, very, very smart way of looking at it. What if this thing persists for 5, 10, or 20 years? Yeah, super duper. Yeah,
The
I think
magic of Tony Robbins, and he's brilliant. Obviously, it was a very short process, and look how far and how much we could achieve during such a short period of time.
yeah.
And I do those processes sometimes for over an hour with my clients, especially during coaching sessions, and we can do absolute magic. So, if there is a limiting belief you've been struggling, I invite you to contact me so I could take you on this journey as well.
Yeah. Look what what Jody says. Druid came back bathed in energies of bliss and smiling. Well, of course, that's what these things do, you know. And I'm already on a roll the whole day. I got a text this morning from someone who watched last week's episode and made a big change in their lives, and she wrote me how much uh, this change impacted her, and that's something she was thinking of not doing anymore because she wasn't worthy, she wasn't good enough. She says, "Yeah, I changed my mind, and I'm so happy I did it." And
Wow,
yeah, and you know,
amazing.
when stuff like that comes in, Luna, we always say, "Oh, this is why we do it. This is why we do it.
Absolutely.
We're helping people, and we're having fun
100%.
doing it. We're having fun doing it, you know." And that's what this is all about. It's our
Yes,
yeah.
lovely. Well, because I was, and probably in some areas, I was a prisoner of my own limiting beliefs. Right now, working through them is something I'm absolutely passionate about. I remember when I was doing some courses, one of the questions was, especially about the business, one of the questions was, is tell me your story and how you can help other people. And for a really long time, my answer was, well, my story is not relevant to the business. And that was the most limiting belief of myself, because it turns out that my story is actually a core of my business. And by realizing that, I could change that. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping other people to overcome their limiting beliefs. I even created a coaching program which is based on limiting beliefs and how to change them and how to empower yourself.
Mhm. What you say there, it's something I do regularly. You know, I have had you could say sometimes a quite interesting life with many ups, but also with quite a few downs, and uh, you know, and all these things um, are ingredients of who you become. And I use my own stories quite a lot because I know them, so I know how to tell them. I know how I experience these things, and your own stories are always, uh, yeah, like I use them a lot in my readings as well. The parallels, and sometimes you get people who are on a journey where you have been on, and you can say, "Hello, look where I'm now." But I was 10 years ago. I was where you are, and you'll get
Exactly.
out of it. That you get out of it. Your personal story.
Exactly.
Your
And
personal story is super. Yeah, go on.
what is super important, because we humans, people, tend to compare ourselves with others. Don't
Mhm.
compare yourselves with others. Compare yourself with yourself from the past. If you really need to compare yourself to another person, compare yourself to them when they were at the same stage you were. Don't compare yourself to their level 30 when you're on a level 3, because this comparison will always be negative for you. Compare yourself to where they were when on a level 3 where you are. And I
Yeah,
think this is super, super important to remember, that look back at how far you've come rather than looking in front of yourself thinking, oh my goodness, the journey is still so long. Of course it is. We're
yeah.
all about learning and growing.
We're not dead
But
yet.
that's the thing. And hello, Iron Fire host. So lovely to
Yeah,
see
lovely to
you.
have her again. Yeah.
I don't know how about you, but I picked a deck of cards.
Look.
Traditionally, moonology for
Okay.
the full moon
Yeah. Yep.
time.
Good
Would you
thing.
like to start?
Yeah. I have. I received a full moon spread today. So
Tissue.
yeah.
Mm.
So that's a few cards, and let's pull. Let's show the table on screen. Come on, table. Okay, doesn't work. Why not? Drag to reorder. I want you here. Yeah, that's my time. That's my table. The spread contains 4 cards, so it's a bit bigger than normal. We do a card extra, and you don't have to pick a card. We just do the 4, and the 4 should tell a story. And it's related, of course, to limiting beliefs, and it's related to releasing the stuff that no longer serves you in the light of the full moon that we are experiencing today and tomorrow. So card number 1, I'll just pick them from above. Card number 1, what energy am I releasing? Card number 2, what is hidden in my shadow that I need to address? Card number 3, what transformation is awaiting me? Ooh, that one again. And card number 4, how can I best align with this new energy? And of course, Luna, when we pull cards during a full moon, you can't help it, but the moon card always shows up. The moon card always shows up. So let's go to card number 1. What energy am I releasing? When we get an ace, and this time the ace of discs, the energy we release with the ace of discs is the idea that we don't have enough, that we're still lacking things in order to create our dreams, and things in order that we lack things in order to manifest a reality. That before we go on, we don't have plenty. We still have to manifest stuff. No, we're at the start now, and when we're at the start, this is the green light. Go ahead. Don't stay hanging. So the energy of being stuck is being released, and we're moving on, and we're creating stuff. Not today, not tomorrow. After the full moon, we're going to start creating stuff. And what is hidden in my shadow that I need to address? The Princess of Discs is hiding in the shadow. And the Princess of Discs is the promise of the growth. So the in the shadow, you need to hide the idea that you are not capable, that you're not crafty, that you're not manifesting reality enough to get there. And the Princess of Discs, I always loved this one in this deck because it's a card that represents sometimes, many times, growth, and also in this case pregnancy. So what's hiding in the shadow is that we have the promise that we are able, that we are good enough to do it. So it reinforces the ace in the princess, and of course they are related, so they're both in the realm of manifesting, of health, of home, money, career, and everything. And just step out of our own shadow, step out of your own shadow, and step into the spotlight. You're hiding yourself in the shadow. That's hidden in your shadow. It's you. What transformation is awaiting me is the next card. Inspiration, flow. The water is flowing. There is storm. So things that need to be blown over, things that need to be blown away from our head, is awaiting for you. So what's awaiting from the Prince of Cups? Inspiration, clear mind. We open the windows of the mind left and right, and we let the storm that we see on top of the card blow through our darkness, through our shadow, and bring in the light. Final card. How can I best align with this new energy? The moon card. Of course, the moon card of intuition, of the darkness, of the not understanding. the best way to align with the new energy is to know that although you're still in the dark, you have no idea of what's coming. And like today and tomorrow, we have the double darkness. We have the the eclipse and the full moon. So the moon is dark on both sides. That how dark the moon is, we always have to realize that we're we're waiting for the sun to come over the horizon and bring in a new day, a new golden dawn. So how can you be best aligned? Is just move on, make stir up the water, stir up the air, and and trust and have faith that there's an end to the darkness and that the sun of manifestation, the sun of light, will come up tomorrow morning, as it does every day. There you
Thank,
are.
thank you very much for this wonderful reading.
You're welcome.
I was trying to reply to one particular comment, but for some reasons I can't stand it. Richard. Richard said, despite the appearances and Jan's card, I am not pregnant. Well, the pregnancy Jan mentioned, I see it more as a process of preparation to give birth to something
Yep.
new. Process of brewing something, creating something, building something outside of the eyes of the outer world. However, thank you for making me laugh. Thank God my microphone was muted because you would all hear me bursting out with laughter.
Lovely deck of cards. Yeah, Judy, this is when you're in the US, you can get this one, the toads, and when you're in Europe, you get this one, the toads. You have to laugh as well.
Yeah, sorry, I snored laughing, but Richard said, then I definitely pregnant. Might be quintuplets. I can't even say it.
Oh, I'm always full of expectations.
Richard, stop it. Anyway, I'm trying to focus here
Never mind.
because I pulled some cards for you,
Yeah.
and I will do as usual a pick a card. Some interesting things came out today, but before I show you the cards, I will show you the backs of it so you could pick your. This is number one here. I'm going from the opposite direction today. This is number one.
Yeah.
In the middle, we have card number two, and here is number three. Okay, I'll start with the card number one, which I actually have two cards. Surprise, surprise. So we were talking about limiting beliefs, so I'm not surprised to see step out of your comfort zone. We have also lunar note here as well, which shows us the direction we need to go. So it is important right now to leave those limiting beliefs behind. Step out of your comfort zone. Make yourself bigger than you think you are. Be courageous. The growth doesn't happen in a comfort zone. It happens outside. So pick your true north and follow it. We also have nothing is yet set in stone. I'll show you the card. We have a rough sea here, so you may be experiencing some emotions. You may be experiencing a turmoil within yourself. But remember that things may not be as you see them. Something may be brewing under the surface in order for the change to occur. Just because you think that there is no way out, it doesn't mean it's the truth. It's probably your limiting belief. So not everything is the way you see it. That's number one. Number two, I have one card, and it's short and sweet. A new romantic cycle begins. So if this is your choice, congratulations, because your life is about to be filled with love. It can be love to yourself, as you overcome a limiting belief of not being worthy, of not being lovable, blah, blah, blah. But it's also a message that something new within the love life is coming to your energy field. And last but not least, pile number 3 has also 2 cards today. And the first one is a confirmation to hold your vision. And it actually, oh, it's a fixed moon, so it's a half moon here. Hold your vision. Don't let anyone or anything distract you from your path. Keep going because you're on the right path. And lastly, show the world the real you. It is important for those who picked number 3 to be true to themselves, to be truly who they really are, and not to be afraid to show this real version of you outside to the world. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. And we see you next week, next Monday at 8 o'clock. Jan needs to switch on the microphone again because we can't hear you.
Yep.
There you are.
Yes, here I am. It's to prevent me from snorting out loud in the show. Yeah, lovely cards, Luna, again, and yeah, looking forward to see and hear everyone next week. Big event coming this week in Ireland.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have the largest holistic fair of the country in Dublin, in the RDS. Mind Body Experience, Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday, both whole days. Free entry. I will be there doing readings.
I will be there hanging out.
Hanging out. Great.
Yes, Jan will be reading and I will be enjoying and not working. Ha.
Good time. Well, good for you. Good for you.
Happy full moon to everyone. Happy eclipse. And just be cautious, be careful, have your eyes wide open and take advantage of those beautiful and powerful energies. It was lovely seeing you all tonight here and having you with us here, sharing this beautiful space. Bye.
Bye. See you next week. Bye-bye.